Okay, we're live. Welcome back, Weekend Warriors, to another episode of TokuCHATsu here on Saturday night.
With your host, Proton.
You have your.
Sorry, with your hosts, El Chizo Reviews and Proton Reviews and Fan Edits.
We know that you have other options of shows to watch on this evening, and we're glad you picked us over at Saturday Night Live. We're glad anyone picks us over Saturday Night Live. And as always, tonight we're going to be talking about Kamen Rider Build, but we're going to focus on it tonight, I think.
Okay. We're not going to go into anything else tonight?
Not tonight.
Okay, well, let's go with it.
Someone called Gamer on Ice says hi.
Oh, yeah. That's my boyfriend.
Okie doke. Well, wave hi at least. They're saying hi. Anyway.
About Kamen Rider, so we're going to have... Can we give a brief history of Kamen Rider also?
So first thing on I guess the first thing we talk about Kamen Rider is that it came out in 1972.
71.
You want to let them out and I'll feed the dogs?
I'll give them the history and then you go ahead and do your dog.
Okay. You want me to give the history?
No, you go ahead and feed your dogs and then or you fill up the dishes.
That was for my sister.
Oh, okay. Well, in 1971, Toei Productions produced a new kind of superhero native to Japan, based off of the manga by the same name, Kamen Rider. And Kamen Rider was based off of I can't remember I feel really bad for forgetting for the mangaka's name. I know it's Skullman, but I forget the mangaka's name.
I don't remember.
Anyway, yeah, it was based off of Skullman. Let's see what else. I guess we go on to talk about how they produced in the show, which ran for about 2-3 seasons originally. Had a second rider, an intention to bring in a third, and a compelling story dealing with, well, pretty much what every superhero at the time was dealing with, Nazis.
Yep.
Now, once that show, a couple years into that show, they realized, hey, let's make a spin-off and we'll create something called Himitsu Sentai Go Ranger. But that's for Super Sentai, and we'll go into that another time. Just know that with the production of a new show, they realized the original Kamen Rider was getting kind of stale, so they ended it and started in with V3, who had his own partner, and since then, every year, there has been a new Kamen Rider with a new story, new characters, and a new gimmick.
Okay.
And it can be easily broken down into two major eras, which are actually named after the ministrative eras of Japan, the Showa era and the Heisei era. We are technically in the Heisei era.
Sexy Gamer asks, if I wanted to try watching Kamen Rider, what should I start with?
Well, first things first, I would say before you watch any of it, get the idea of Power Rangers out of your head. Try to enter it with a fresh mind. Personally, I would recommend starting with something like Kuga and Agito, or maybe I wouldn't touch Den-O until you're a couple seasons in, and even then you might not like it.
Den-O is more like Super Sentai. It's more...
Yeah, it's more Power Rangers.
It's more lighter than most Kamen Rider seasons.
Yeah. Oh, and Kamen Rider Double, that's spelled Kamen Rider W, is also a great starter. It's a fan favorite, especially if you like film noir, especially if you like a good private eye story.
Would you recommend X-Aid as a start? Because he is a gamer. He is a huge gamer.
Well, if you're a gamer to start, maybe. Just know that they throw some terms around.
Okay. So then, Agito and Kuga.
So yeah, double Agito. If you're gonna start watching Agito and if you're gonna watch Kuga and Agito, watch Kuga first because Agito is a direct sequel.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is nothing like Power Rangers. I'm sure I've told you that before, but it is nothing like Power Rangers.
Oh, I think he might just be responding to me saying it's like, hey, get the idea of Power Rangers out of your head, which is good.
Yeah.
Which is a very good thing.
Mm-hmm.
So, that's another thing to talk about. X8. Starting with Kamen Rider, and just know that each Kamen Rider has its own name.
Yes.
So there's Kamen Rider Kuga, all the way up to Kamen Rider Kiva, and that's the Heisei era. Fans have kind of dubbed the next group of 10 riders as the Neo Heisei era, which would be from Decade to Build, and they're identified by the number gimmick.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess other than that, all you got to know is they're transforming superheroes that go from their civilian state to their superhero form, primarily by using a belt. There have been other devices, but primarily it's like a big old belt buckle.
Yeah. High tech.
And each one of them has, well, sometimes it's magic, but each one of them have a different power. Kamen Rider Builds is that he can mix and match the essences of animate and inanimate objects.
Mm-hmm. In things called full bottles.
Yeah, which are essentially they're similar to little aerosol cans.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
let's get into build then, shall we?
Let's get into build. So tonight's episode
recap, though, just a brief recap of what's happened so far.
Yes. Well, Build and his crew are pursuing information to prove an escaped fugitive innocent. They have found up to this point that people involved with these crimes are losing their memories due to exposure to something called smash essence.
Mm-hmm.
And I think if Japan knew how the West used the word smash, they would have picked a different word. But Build has been able to capture their essences in these bottles and purify them so that he can use them to unlock new powers. And he is divided into a left and right side, an organic and inorganic side.
Mm-hmm.
Where else? Essentially, their quest to help them prove this character Ryuga's innocence has taken them through, what is known as Skywall, a great big wall that's divided Japan up into 3 different countries that shoots all the way to the sky, with very few openings in it. So they've traveled.
Think the wall that was supposed to be built over America, but thankfully never got built.
Yeah. Well, the weird part is this kind of happened by accident by touching an alien artifact, which I probably should have said first. I'm doing this all out of order. I apologize. I must be so confusing right now.
Mm-hmm.
So other than that, on their quest to prove this guy's innocence, they've traveled across the wall several times into the other 2 countries from the country they are residing in.
Yeah.
They've found what they believe to be a witness or up information on this murdered person. And they find out that he is not only the founder of the evil organization they've been fighting, known as Faust. Fun fact, Faust is the name of the magician who made a deal with Mephisto, or Mephistopheles, to gain everything he wanted in life. Which started the whole contract with the devil trope. Anyway, keep that in mind, by the way. That might become prevalent later. Anyway, they come into contact with another witness who knew this person, who was actually this young scientist's mother. She finds out about it. She hands them a flash drive with information pertaining to the case. And it turns out to be his research. And Faust specifically a member of the Bloodfaust going by the code name Bloodstalk or Bloodstark, depending on how you pronounce it.
He's that one Smash that works.
No, he's not a Smash. He's just a rival.
Oh, okay.
The Smash are the monsters, but he's using full bottles.
Oh, yeah. He's the one that is he the bat one, or is he the other one, the Scorpion?
The Cobra. He's the Cobra.
Cobra. Okay. Yeah, you're right.
There are two main rivals you need to keep in mind. I'm sorry, gamer, but there is Night Rogue, who has a bat motif, and Bloodstalk or Stark. Again, the subtitles are kind of back and forth on that. Who is motif is a Cobra.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Entertainers Warehouse. Sorry if we bored you, but it's a lot of catch up.
Mm-hmm.
So Bloodstock is essentially a game maker. He makes a game out of anything. And so he allowed them to get away with this USB drive with their founders' research on it, so that Build, who was also a physicist, would be duped into doing the research for them.
Mm-hmm.
And they said that Ryuga would be the one to test it. Ryuga being the guy that they're trying to prove innocent, who has his own full bottle, the Dragon full bottle.
Yes.
So, remember when I said that he was probably going to henshin before episode 10?
Yes.
I'm thinking that this is going to be a modification to that little dragon guy that turns it into a henshin device.
Okay.
Quick little side note, Gamer on Ice. Henshin means to transform. Gamer says he's getting more interested in it now that we're explaining it. Well, thank you. We love to bring new fans on board.
Yes, we do. I didn't succeed well explaining it to him, so you helped me a lot.
It's just I hate details up here like a fucking steel trap.
And what was I gonna say? Oh, do we want to get into tonight's episode then, or do we want to let's just talk about Build in general, since we have a new person that's getting into Kamen Rider, so we don't spoil it.
Yeah, well, again, Build. Okay, remember when I mentioned watching Kamen Rider Double?
Yes.
Well, Build's costume design is actually very reminiscent of the Kamen Rider Double suit design.
Mm-hmm.
Furthermore, the point of proving innocence falls in line with Kamen Rider Double's theme of private eye detection.
Mm-hmm. Yes, because Shotaro feels the guilt of feeling responsible for his chief's death, his boss' death.
But that's Kamen Rider Double. Let's not mix genres here right now.
Yeah.
So before you get into Build, I would say binge watch Double.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a different tone of show, but it will get you up to speed on like sort of the rules of Kamen Rider and the rules of Build.
Mm-hmm. Like, for example, in Build, you have two main characters. One is Shotaro, and the other is Philip. Philip is what's the best way to describe him? He's sort of a wild card.
Philip, he's sort of the secret behind Doubles' power.
Oh yeah. But that is true, yeah. Because Philip, you remember Philip? He is like the shut-in person who's always inside, never leaves the house unless absolutely needs to. He's always reading the book, wears has braids, wears very feminine clothing and all that.
Well, it's not so much feminine clothing, it is more or less the because that's actually typical male fashion in Japan right now.
Oh, it is? Okay.
It's I think it's supposed to represent the herbivore, not so much sexuality, but lifestyle. Because lately, people in Japan, will claim they identify as either carnivorous or herbivorous.
Okay.
Herbivorous people are the recluses. They're a little nervous. They're not the ones who head out into a relationship. They are typically the ones who are happier to live without a relationship.
Okay.
Whereas the carnivorous people are the ones seeking out relationships, specifically, physical relationships with a partner.
Mhm.
It's I don't know enough about it to do it justice, but if I had to guess, I think Philip is going for a more laid back, relaxed thing, especially because he likes to wear a lot of very loose fitting clothes.
Mhm.
Something tells me, yeah, he's supposed to be a shut in,
Yeah.
an herbivore, especially when you consider he doesn't. Well, actually, maybe that's not true because he does have a crush on a radio show host who, or we think it's a crush, but it turns out to be a Star Wars thing.
Okay. Well, the thing is, Philip has always showed major obsession and not focusing on anything until he's done knowing everything about that one thing. Like, remember when the chief's daughter got him into cake, so he had to learn everything about cake in the first episode?
Yes, he did.
Yes. And I've got bored of cake now. I'm moving on to my next obsession.
Yeah, that's double in a nutshell. Anyway, Build is something similar to that. The main character does become obsessive, especially over new potential scientific discoveries.
Mm-hmm.
And
his hair goes up like this every time a bomb.
Oh yeah, I think he gets so excited that it sends an electric charge into his hair.
Yes.
Thank you for the compliment on the guitar playing. I'm mediocre, but thank you.
Mm-hmm.
What else is there? Well, I guess they do have the shut-in partner, but she's more or less, she has very little to do with Build other than actually being the secret to his power, like Philip was.
Oh, can we explain though what she does though? Because it's actually quite hilarious. Like what her
occupation is, or what she does to help.
What
Drums and piano.
Both.
Okay, start with her power and then go into her occupation.
Okay.
Drums and piano. That's actually very impressive.
I believe she has the power of persuasion, doesn't she?
Well, it's not so much the power of persuasion so much as she knows how to manipulate people because Philip is what we're doing right now, and I probably should see, this is why I didn't want us to start mixing series here. Philip is from Kamen Rider Double. We are comparing, we essentially Build and Double are parallels of each other. One starting at the very beginning, or at least very close to the beginning of what we call the Neo Heisei era of Kamen Rider, and Build happening towards what I suspect might be the end of the Neo Heisei era.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'll tell you about Philip later.
So this character, the shut-in who lives in Build's lab,
is essentially really good at manipulating people. But how she does it, she dresses up like this internet pop idol.
She is an internet idol.
She is this internet idol. She uses her occupation as an internet idol to manipulate boys into I think part of it was donating money or revealing the location, something like that.
Pretty much anything from wiring her money to finding information for her. This is her network. Because she knows, thanks to the power of the internet, if she wants to know something, someone will find it for her.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
all because she's a Japanese pop idol.
Now, the importance of her to the series is it's her power that purifies the monster's essence into the bottles that Build can use.
Yes.
Sounds like Misa Amane from Death Note. Kind of, except not obsessive over someone. Well, unless you count naps.
Yes, the naps. Yep.
She is like chronically disinterested in everything going on.
Mm-hmm.
I guess then there is this girl's father, who
Yes.
runs the coffee shop that is the legal front to this laboratory, who makes terrible coffee.
Terrible coffee. Terrible.
He was the one who found this alien artifact on Mars and activated, triggering the Skywall disaster.
Mm-hmm.
And he managed to steal a piece of it, which is what Build based his belt off of, as well as allows Build to analyze full bottles to see if he can find a best match. Now, Kenny, why don't you explain the concept of best match to a gamer?
Okay, cool. So what best match is, when you have two full bottles, there are specific bottles that go compatible with the other to form a best match. Like, for example, Rabbit and Tank, which is red.
Because they contrast with each other, thereby fixing what the other's problem is.
Yes. Or the newest one, which will, once you get to that point, you will know, is Fire Hedgehog.
Now, when they say fire, they don't mean the element. It's
Right.
short for fire engine.
Yeah.
Because it's organic and inorganic.
Mm-hmm. So
Or
the hedgehog part is white and the fire engine is red part of his body.
Essentially, so he can either attack with with a sort of spiked glove weapon,
which would be the hedgehog.
Or he can use an extending crane and pressurized water streams, which is the fire engine.
Yeah.
Or he can, combine the powers of a gorilla with the hardness of a diamond.
Mm-hmm.
Gorilla mod.
Yes.
My personal favorite, though, is the ninja comic book combination.
Oh, yes.
Ninja comic. So and the reason I like it is because he invented this sword to go along with it. It's a big old triangular sword that is also a 4-panel comic strip. Each panel being a different technique he can use as a ninja.
Mm-hmm. Well, so what do you think? Should I have them watch? We should watch Double together first and then Build, or go straight to Build?
Well, I think he might appreciate Build more if you watch Double first, because then he will notice the parallels.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Keeping in mind that these are shows that are 8 years apart.
Yeah.
I would binge the hell out of Double for like a weekend.
Mm-hmm.
And then go into Build. Or, if he's interested, explore O's, because O's is a great show.
Oh, yeah, I've been told O's is a great show, especially Anka.
Yeah, Anka's actually a great character. It's Moose Meat, the resident troll.
Hello, Moose Meat. Welcome back. Anka is returning in the Rider War, in the Heisei Generation final movie, by the way.
Really?
Yes.
How are they pulling that off? His core metal was smashed.
Well, he's back.
What, did he just fucking glue the damn thing? I don't think that...
He's back.
Well, you know what?
In the trailer, it shows him with O's holding his hand like this, or like whatever way it was. And he has the same hair, it's the same actor and everything.
Oh, troll is just someone who makes, smart-ass comments. It spices things up if you can take a bit of teasing.
Yeah. They live under bridges, and they like annoying people above the bridge. They love annoying the surface people, like us. See, I can be funny.
I guess, well, what else is there to talk about? I guess you... oh, you know what? Let's talk about how... let's talk about how the budget for Kamen Rider works, because this is something I've noticed, and it cannot be coincidence. This is my theory, but it seems to me that every Kamen Rider season, well, comes after a season where the toy sales were really good,
Mm-hmm.
then the effects and the budget for that show go up. Meanwhile, if toy sales are not so good, then the next season typically tries to put more focus on the story and the characters than the effects and gimmicks.
Right. For example, Ghost, from what I've heard, did not do so well. So X8 focused more on story than it did effects.
Yeah, it kind of blew its. It did, but it kind of blew its effects budget right there in the first couple of episodes.
Mm-hmm. But Build, with the success of X8, is doing great.
It really is. Effects-wise, the fact that they can afford to create all those different suits is just astounding.
Mm-hmm. Though Toei, with the new movie Heisei Finals, although the legendary rider suits are just the riders of the build driver, so they may have used all their budget on the show instead of the movie.
Whatever happened to tin toys like robots with batteries? Those are found at vintage toy stores. And airplanes.
Oh yeah, because I've showed you that. I've showed you X8.
It's all plastic now. Yeah, unfortunately, die-cast toys are something of a boutique item now. For example, the Transformers Titanium series, which I probably should save this for bot talk, but this is kind of important. It's like,
hey, if you want to, we can go into vintage metallic toys as a filler, as just to fill time tomorrow after we get through eBay.
Oh yeah, folks! Tomorrow we're going to be looking up knockoff toys on eBay and laughing our asses off. But as far as plastic goes, it's a question of quality.
Mm-hmm.
You've got your traditional ABS plastic, preferably opaque. If it's molded thick enough, it does its job. If you
this Crosshairs figure, all plastic.
Maybe a few metal pins just for joints, but yeah.
Maybe. Well, yeah, there is a metal pin in here. Right here. Really good figure.
Now,
I will be
reviewing. One thing to mention is do not trust translucent plastic to be a load-bearing structure.
Okay.
Unless it is translucent PVC, but PVC is gonna be fucking nuclear grade plastic.
Like this?
That is not PVC, but that is translucent plastic, and that will snap if you look at it funny. Well, we got another at least 15 minutes to fill.
You want to just go in? You want to do a sneak preview of
Let's not sneak into. Let's not blend streams. But what I would do is okay, so what's gamer's experience with Godzilla?
Let's ask him. I don't know if I've brought up Godzilla much with him. Hey, X-Gamer, have you watched a lot of Godzilla before? Waiting for his response.
Fair warning, you may have to disassociate with him if he mentions dislikes Godzilla, huh?
That's fine. Yeah,
it does get kind of repetitive, but that's what I like about it.
Well,
it's like playing Polybius. You just kind of get sucked in.
Yeah.
A Godzilla with batteries. Yeah, a lot of Godzilla toys did actually have batteries. There's a new thing out that Toei released. It's actually a Godzilla air humidifier for winter.
Mm-hmm.
You fill him with water, put batteries in, and he shoots out like a little mist of water with a blue light to look like his nuclear breath.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, other Toku toys. Anyone?
I think Gamer on Ice is having a problem with his O button.
Shouldn't have told me that.
Other Ultraman is a good
yes.
Is a good tokusatsu, and that's just like,
hold on,
man starts off average height, becomes giant,
this
and fights. Yeah, actually, my mom watched him as a kid.
Mm-hmm.
The bad American dubbed version.
That's this.
Oh man, back when it was like back in the same era as Doctor Who, and I think they were trying to make bank on that. Had a little thing called a beta capsule that looked like a sonic screwdriver.
I've done a few recreations of the Ultraman transformation.
Yeah, and there's something just like weirdly nostalgic for the old bad TokuCHATsu shows.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Gamer wants us to know how we met. Uh, through Amino, actually.
Mm-hmm.
See, back in the day, he doesn't show up so much anymore because he's having a kid and he's switching jobs to a night shift. So getting on stream is going to be difficult for him for a bit. But he and I were just started doing Weekend Dojo, and I got invited to this TokuCHATsu chat on Amino, and I mentioned that it's like, sorry, I have to get ready for a stream. And Kenny said, if you guys need an editor, I would love to join up. And so, I broached the idea with my co-founder and JT, and we said, yeah, bring him on. He joined us for a few streams, and it was kind of bumpy to start, but eventually he kind of became an integral part of the system.
Mm-hmm.
Not only is he an amazing editor, but he's a great co-host. He's got a lot of potential, a lot of room to grow,
Mm-hmm.
but he is actually making amazing leaps and bounds.
Yes.
Like, he's learning shit way faster than I did when I got started reviewing.
So yeah.
Yeah, and that's kind of how the dojo at its present state got started.
Yeah. And now we're expanding. We got 2 new rookies. One I have not heard back from recently, but the other, he will be doing the Flash stream with me. Not tonight because I have other plans afterwards, but we will try to start it once we get him used to the system.
Yeah, and essentially what that's going to mean for the audience as a whole is that you're going to be seeing streams with 3 people in them again for the first time in a long while.
Hopefully tomorrow night, right?
Hopefully tomorrow night. And what we're going to do is we're going to have streams with 3 people for a while.
Mm-hmm.
And then once they get comfortable with the system, we're going to start rotating people in and out.
Yeah.
If you knew what we guys talk about. Well, there's actually a couple streams we do. Friday night is Bot Talk, where we generally just talk about robots and media. Saturday night is this, TokuCHATsu, and then tomorrow night is our Sunday night stream where we just do nonsensical shit.
We talk about whatever.
We talk about whatever, and that's just...
And we do take suggestions on Twitter.
I know exactly how to explain this. Let's see. And yes, we're doing the campfire strumming, moose meat. If you need to tease me, go ahead and tease me. But I've spent months working on this, and yes, I still have not gotten it right, but I would like to share. Is that what you look on the friend? Can relax now, it's the weekend. I don't have the energy.
I wasn't doing Leonard Skinner.
Essentially, it's a theme song I've been working on. Eventually, Kenny and I are going to sit down. I'm going to record the vocal and guitar tracks separately because I cannot sing and play at the same time.
Mm-hmm. Don't worry, we'll have a recording at some point, and then I'll figure out how to install it into the stream. Intro music.
Well, I think what we're going to do is just turn it into like a channel trailer.
Oh, cool.
I want to do kind of a roll call at the end. So, kind of like, we got a chisel, I got a brain made of plastic can man. Or I have to change it to proton now. We got proton, Toku makes him ecstatic.
Ooh, that's great. I like that. I think I'm gonna stick with Proton instead of Kamen Rider W.
That play, yeah, because Ken Men Ride Play R's could be a cool persona for you. Like,
Yeah.
well, kind of like how Apollo Z Hack has Reviewer XE.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah,
then, you know, I
Proton
was
is
like,
gonna be my main persona, and Kamen Rider Player will be a superhero persona that comes in eventually.
and then back when JT was streaming with us, I would go, JT, he's building whole worlds out of code.
That's good.
On the weekend dojo.
Bye. Come back. Thanks for watching. Moose Meat left.
He had to go get his cat. Oh, he'll be back.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess.
That's it. Right?
Oh, you do. Gamer does song covers in Korean. You are most fluent in Korean and tries to. Well, that's pretty interesting.
Mm-hmm.
For some reason, I thought they had Kamen Rider in Korea.
They do, I believe. They have Sentai also. They also have Power Rangers Dino Force Brave, which is a Korean original.
Oh, you got someone knocking for you.
Oh, no, that's my sister.
Oh, okay. Sorry. We got to find a way to soundproof your room or something.
Yeah.
And, no, wait. Doesn't South Korea, or maybe this is Thailand, have Bima the Garuda Warrior?
That sounds familiar.
I know it ain't Japanese or Chinese.
Hmm.
And I noticed for some reason I really want to say it's Korean, but it's had 2 seasons by now, so if a gamer hasn't heard of it, then probably it's not Korean, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, that's Thailand. Yep. Thank you.
Thank you.
That actually I've been searching for that show, and what you have just helped me immensely.
Thank you. You have helped him immensely, as he have just said. All right, well, I think that's it right now. I'm going to get ready to watch a show with him on Ghost Adventures. We good for tonight?
Yeah, I guess we're good for tonight.
Let's do the closing.
Well, how about next week we dig a little bit into Ultraman Orb, since that's about wrapped up.
Yes. Ultraman Orb.
Ultraman Orb, yes. And then tomorrow, as we've said, we're going to be going through eBay knockoff toys and laughing at them. And then for next week's bot talk, I guess we'll be doing Cybertron.
Yeah. Okay, Sunday I will be there. Friday and Saturday I think we need to cancel because we will be at NecoCon and that's going to be late. I just realized.
Okay, well, instead of
Sunday night stream next week.
Sunday night stream next week. As long as you promise to get some footage to upload to the dojo.
Yeah. For
NecoCon.
Yeah, I can do that.
Yeah, so yeah, you know what? How about we just I'll remind you of the password to the dojo, and you can just.
Well, I'm already logged in.
Oh, you're already okay. Then all you got to do is just capture some good horizontal footage.
I'm logged into all my channels, Proton and Dojo, so I can get in.
Okie doke. Then you can just upload it to Rec. That's awesome.
Hey, can XX Gamer join in the stream tomorrow?
You know what? If they're down with laughing at dumbass toys, they're more than welcome.
Cool, awesome. Then I will invite you to Google Hangouts.
Now they are most fluent in Korean, so keep in mind knockoff toys have some very bad English on them. So if you're strong in English, then it won't matter. But if you're not as strong in English, then the bad English on these toys will not help.
Okay. So
I guess that's it for tonight. Remember to follow us on social media. We are on Facebook as Weekend Dojo, and we are on Twitter as @weekend_dojo, all lowercase. Furthermore, if you want to head back to the Weekend Dojo channel page, you will find all of the featured channels on the sidebar there. Kenny, that if you could update that for me, that'd be great.
Yes. How do I do that?
You would just log in, go to the on your computer, go to the featured channels sidebar, click edit, and then put in the URLs of their.
Yeah. Golden Fighter, so and so, and anyone that comes on our channel that as like
exactly as a regular. Yeah, as a regular.
Yeah.
So that's about it for tonight. We will see you tomorrow. Thanks again, Weekend Warriors, and remember a little bit of tidbit to leave you with. The weekday is gonna suck. Okay, it's gonna suck. You're gonna want to go home. Even if you have a job you like, you're gonna be excited for going home. Just remember at least that if you're spending remember to treat yourself once in a while. Buy yourself a present. Because if all of your dollars are spoken for by the time your paycheck comes in, work is only going to suck more.
Mm-hmm.
Get yourself that guitar you've been looking at, or that video game, or
that transformer.
Set up a jar so you can save up to treat yourself. Anything that you can do. Because it helps make the weekend come a whole lot faster. Thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, we will see you later, you Weekend Warriors.
Stay more phenomenal, everybody.